What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here. Welcome back to Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and today we're going to be taking a look at the entire Zora quest line and how we're going to be completing that and the Water Temple in Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Fantastic. By the way, I just want to say, if you are here just for clues of the sky and the location of the Zora armor, you're going to want to fast forward to the timestamp on the video that's going to be on screen right now. And I'm just going to continue with the whole tutorial. First of all, you need to make your way over to the Zora's domain. This is part of regional phenomenon, and I personally am going to be doing this third, and as far as like usefulness order, I would definitely rank this third, and then the Gerudo being last. As soon as you make your way in, we can speak to this green Zora over here, who's going to be talking about splash fruit on this statue. And if you played Breath of the Wild, you know exactly what the statue is. It's going to be Mipha, and that's not Mipha. No, they replaced the statue of Mipha here. Her sacrifices during the Great Calamity are now just forgotten. It's now you. Oh, there's no mention of your fish fiance. Actually, they relocated her statue. We're about to go see it a little bit later, but still, for now, it's just, yeah, they did that. Oh, by the way, this is Yona, who is going to be the fiance of Sidon. From here, you're tasked with heading to the top of, is that Polymus Mountain? Yeah, Polymus Mountain at Mipha Court. However, we can actually go and find Yona, and Yona is actually going to be able to give us a piece of Zora armor. So here at the infirmary, you're going to be seeing Yona, and she should have a quest marker above her head. For the record, I've not spoken to Sidon yet. And she's going to need Ancient Arowana, which is going to be a fish that's only going to be available in the Sky Islands, and I think like a few specific places here on the surface. You should have a bunch of this if you've explored the Sky Islands. And there we go. There's the Zora armor. This is going to allow us to swim in water faster, and on top of that, you're also going to be able to ascend waterfalls, either while you're in water or if you paraglide into one, which is pretty neat. If you do need an Ancient Arowana, I'm pretty sure on the Sky Islands, anytime you see small ponds like this is going to be one of the places you go for that type of fish. I also know for a fact that this Sky Island, the Lightcast Island, there's a bunch of Ancient Arowana, as well as 4 hardy bass here. That's typically where I go for hardy bass. We're going to be making our way to the top of Polymus Mountain. Now, from the top of Polymus Mountain, we're going to be finding Sidon. He's going to be the red Zora in the pond over here at Mipha Court. Where's the Mipha statue? Is it up there? Oh yeah, it's up there. Okay, it's up there at the top of Polymus Mountain. Want to make sure my fiance was represented properly. Let's go ahead and speak with Sidon, who's using hand magic to keep back the pee-pee water from contaminating the nice water.
Is it really you?
It sure is, buddy. Can you do the smile?
It's good to see you, my friend.
Okay, but what about the smile? He didn't do the smile. From here, you actually have to go and find historian Jaito, who's investigating stuff at Toto Lake, and Toto Lake is going to be located on the map just a little bit north of us. Here it is, this big PP lake over here. Sidon asks you to go to do that because he's busy being a human water filter to keep out all the pee-pee and poo-poo water. Anytime that you're going to be seeing splash fruit and blue choo-choos, you may want to be taking those out as well, because making your way through the sludge is a big old pain. And something that you may find a little handy to actually dealing and navigating with the sludge is if you go ahead and fuse an opal to a weapon, master sword, or whatever else, you're going to be shooting out a little water ball, and that water ball is going to be clearing out a whole bunch of sludge. This is going to be very handy information for later. I'll remind you then. As we make our way over here to Toto Lake, there's going to be a little sort of cavey entrancey place over here. And we need to go speak with that guy who's going to want us to grab this, but I'm just going to mess around and see if I can just grab this and put it in place and not have to do the first part of the dialogue. Hey, look at that. We could just go ahead and skip the first part of the dialogue with this old man over here who just loves to hear himself talk, which is going to be the quest, The Broken Slate. And we've completed the quest, The Broken Slate. We're now going to be getting the quest Clues to the Sky, which requires us to, quote, stand on top the land of the skyfish and behold its lofty view. Among the floating rocks you see, a droplet waits for you. So first we need to go ahead and find where the King of Zora's domain is going to be, which you can get a hint from inside of his throne room or you could just actually go to the location he is, which is going to be here, the Pristine Sanctum. As you coast down the waterfall, you're going to be seeing that the water is going to be breaking off and going to the right down here. Did I just take fall damage and then swim up against my will? I've actually already been here because I wanted to get the Booble Frog. And it turns out that you can come in here and get the Booble Frog without actually bothering the king. Hey look, it's the king and the racist old Zora from the first game. Hi, king. He doesn't look that great. Dorothin is going to be very concerned with the sludge that's going to be falling and says, hey, you have to go do all the things that we already did first, and then you're going to get the king's scale. Nice. To complete the rest of the riddle, we're going to have to make our way to this sky, and you're going to be seeing this island over here that is shaped like a fish. And just to let you know, if you already made your way to the top of Wellspring Island and activated the shrine, you could just fast travel there. If not, you can use a hot air balloon or a different type of Zonai device to get to Floating Scales Island, which is going to be a lot lower. But since I've already made it up here before I even had the Zora armor, I'm just going to be going up here now. Which, by the way, pro tip, make your life a lot easier. If you come over here to Valor Island, do the skydive challenge, give him another Zonite core, drop down a travel medallion, you can coast all the way from here to the water temple right here at this shrine and save yourself like 3 hours. So now for this puzzle, you are going to have to shoot the king's scale through the teardrop upon the whale. And if you just fast forwarded to this part of the video, hi, welcome. We're going to shoot the arrow through the whale. Now, if you look around, you're not going to be seeing anything that looks like a teardrop. But here's the thing. If you stand exactly right here on the map, we're going to be at the, I guess you'd say, lower part. And if you look straight, boom, there it is. From every other angle, it doesn't appear as a tear. But from right there, that's clearly a tear. So now all you have to do is go into your inventory. Here's the king's scale. And all we're going to do is just shoot that through the tear. If this is the one thing you needed to know from the entire video, do me a favor, hit the like button on your way out. Thank you so much. And that's Clues to the Sky complete. By the way, from here, now that we have the first piece of Zora armor, while we're on top of this floating island, you can go ahead and get yourself the second piece of Zora armor. If we make our way over here to the dorsal fin, which is going to be located about here, you're going to see one piece of sludge that's a little bit lower. This one right here. Now, all you need to do is attach something that is water-based, like a king scale, a choo-choo jelly, a splash fruit, loose an arrow, coast on inside. And inside of this chest is the Zora Helm. From here, we're going to make our way back to Mipha Court and go talk to Sidon. And Yona's going to be like, hey, you haven't been yourself recently. You haven't done the smile once yet. You need to stop being a human water filter, and you need to go kill the bad guys and figure out what's wrong and where the sludge is coming from, because you're not actually solving the problem. You're just putting a band-aid on it. This isn't a good solution, Sidon. It was your turn to take out the garbage last night, Sidon. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Oh, and look, it's going to be a sludge-like, which is like a like, but it's sludge, so it's a sludge-like. This is going to be the first mini-boss that we have to be dealing with, and you're going to be getting Sidon's Power of Water, which is going to be a water shield that you can get every 10 seconds, and any attack that you do while you're covered in the water is going to be a water-based attack. So if we go ahead and just swipe our sword, boom, he's just hit with that, and then you just go ahead and treat him like a regular like. My favorite way to deal with likes, either get close, wait for his thing to stick out, or just loose the cannon at him. There we go, and that shouldn't take very long at all. Man, these things are gross. From here, Sidon's like, you know what? You're totally right. I haven't been myself recently because I've just been a human water purifier. Yona is apparently now going to take over the role as human purifier. And by human, I mean Zora, so you get the point. You're right, Yona. I will not give in to this fear, nor forsake my trust in you. I will leave this place to you, my love. Do it. Do it. Yeah, he did the thing. Now for the next part of our quest, we need to make our way inside of the East Reservoir Lake. Sidon's going to be hanging out over here, so let's go ahead, make our way over there and go talk to him. Hi, babe. Bye, babe. Sorry you're still dead. We couldn't help you. That's some pretty weird green stuff, isn't it? It's a clue for reaching the sky. Oh, and he's going to be having a golden moment.
I have an idea.
What's your idea? Is it to swim? Because you're really good at swimming. Remember 5 years ago when you were like, hey, Link, you know my sister who was the champion and your fiance, and now she's dead, which, by the way, rip. I'm totally going to help you out with this. First, I need you to go kill a Lionel, get 20 shock arrows. After you go kill this Lionel that you're definitely not prepared for, I'm just going to swim, and then you're going to have to climb up the waterfall yourself, and then shoot the evil giant elephant thing. Boy, this guy sure is good at swimming. Anyways, we're going to go inside of this whirlpool that Sidon so conveniently made for us. Thanks, buddy. While you're in here, if you have Tulin, you can just make your way across, or with froggy armor, or I think he's supposed to blow up that rock down there, but I don't have to do that. And here is the H-Hit Zora Waterworks. The number one reason I'm here is because this is going to be my last Booble Frog. Yeah, I got all 100 additional ones that I didn't need to get, and this is going to be number 101 for me. So I am on a mission to find this boy. If you already did the entire stable quest line, then you have the froggy armor, and this place is significantly easier. If you did not get the froggy armor, you may want to go ahead and use some sticky lizards or sticky frogs and make yourself some slip resistant potions, because they are going to come very much so in handy here. Anyways, we're going to loose an arrow at these bottom rocks, and then we're going to be able to swim on over, and you're going to be seeing another big spout with some rocks in it. Feel free to use those boards and make yourself a way to climb up, or just climb up with froggy armor. From here, you should now be able to reach this walkway, and we're going to go ahead and head all the way up. And my first time here, I thought I had to grab all these boards and then bring them all the way over here and then make my way inside of here, but now I'm just going to climb on over, because the whole point was just to show you that there's going to be rocks behind this thing over here, and this isn't even where you enter from. You could have just went around the outside. I just thought it was more dramatic doing that, and I'm just going to go ahead and climb inside of here. Inside of here, we're going to be finding some keys. Go ahead, take care of them, and a choo-choo. And you're going to want to follow the water to the water source, which is going to be bringing you right here. And then you notice that there's an area above. We're going to go ahead and ascend through this grate. And you're going to be finding some more rocks to deal with. And now from here, we can just ascend on up. And this is the room with the Booble Frog. Nice. Number 101. You found all the Booble Gems. You should meet with Colton. Beautiful. Now we just need to go ahead and swim on over to the middle, where now the water is high enough so we could totally reach over here. And now, the dragon hand is ready. Interacting with the dragon hand is going to send a big old crazy laser into the sky. And the laser is going to move the entire water temple? Is that what's happening here? Which now is going to cause all the PP water to come somewhere else. Oh, here. Okay, got it. And now there's going to be a brand new waterfall that's going to help get us up to the water temple. Isn't that neat? Feel free to just go ahead, equip your Zora armor, and make your way up this waterfall so extremely fast. Look at your Z coordinates. Wow. And now we're in a low atmosphere area, and welcome to Wellspring Island, if this is your first time here. Wellspring Island is a pretty fun place to explore your first time around, especially in low atmosphere if this is your first time doing it. It's definitely the longest you're going to be spending in low atmosphere. There's also going to be a lot of construct enemies in here, regular soldiers and captains, that are both really fantastic for construct parts, which helps me build one of my favorite weapons of all time, which is just nice, simple 60 damage, use a Mighty Zonite longsword, use it all the time, big fan of it. You also learn about the water bubble mechanics, and all of this is pretty self-explanatory throughout this entire island, and the whole point is to make your way up to over here near the very top. And right before you reach there is going to be a shrine, I'm going to go ahead and fast travel there. Have fun exploring this. From this shrine, all you need to do is just sort of ascend in altitude more, which you could do that with any of the wings that are going to be provided, or you could go ahead and build yourself a Zonai device, which is what I'm going to be doing. You may remember this build from my best auto builds, 8 easy auto builds to make. This only costs 9 Zonite or very ready items. Plus, here in low atmosphere, you're going to be able to ascend very, very quickly. Once you get to the top, if you decided to just make your way up here and not interact with Sidon coming all the way up, then he's just going to automatically be here and a cutscene is going to ensue. And when you're ready, tell him you're ready and let's dive on in. I really do like that they added that you could just paraglide into a waterfall now. And welcome to the Water Temple, the great wellspring of Hyrule. Funny, because right now it's a pretty poopy wellspring of Hyrule. And this entire temple is going to be in low atmosphere, which is pretty neat. Oh, we need to talk to Sidon. Let's go ahead and interact with the hand. That's going to activate the fast travel point for us. And now all the urns of water are going to be pointing down. And it's not enough to get rid of all the icky sludge. So we need to turn on all of the faucets.
This is the source of the pure waters of Zora's domain.
Okay, well that's neat.
Use your power to turn on the 4 faucets and you can collect water here.
Yep, I already explained that. Thanks, voice. Future Austin hopefully is going to label the order in which we're going to be doing these. Let's start with this one over here to the left. I'm going to put down a marker because the directions are a little wonky for me up here, especially with so many things being active. And in order to make our way over here, we're actually going to need to go to this lower part. Once we're up here, there's some constructs that we have to deal with. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Up here, there are some constructs to deal with, and then after they are taken care of, all you need to do is grab this orb. We're going to go ahead and bring it over here. Using Sidon's water ability, we're just going to go ahead and attack this. And now we're going to go ahead and put the orb inside of it, and then we're just going to hang out on top of here and wait for the next water bubble on the water bubble bus stop. Alternatively, you could have thrown a splash fruit or a choo-choo jelly or whatever you wanted. Once you get to the top, the water bubble is going to be dissipating and the orb is going to be falling. On the other side, you're going to be seeing another floating platform. All we have to do is take this and attach it to this water gate over here. And now we're going to go ahead and lift it up. This is going to go ahead and drain all the water. Oh, you didn't have to do that platform thing. Okay. And then once all the water is drained, Sidon is eventually going to make his way on over. And now all you need to do is just one single attack toward this water mill. I'm not gonna lie, I did get caught up on that my first time. I was like, okay, well, how do I make this spin? Yeah, you just gotta hit the water into it. Okay, it's now gonna be time for these two up here. And guys, I'm gonna be really blunt with you. I'm sure there's some intended mechanic on how you're supposed to use this water bubble to make your way on up here. My solution is a much more pedestrian one, which is go underneath here, use Rise. Now from the top of this bottommost structure, just go ahead and use a rocket shield. And that's going to get us to exactly where we need to go. And it's also going to be exactly what you need to do going forward. So you have to enter bullet time and then equip a water attachment like choo-choo jelly or a splash fruit. And then you're going to have to aim inside of here, shoot that with water. After it's done being shot with water, it's then going to get rid of all the sludge. Ready a second arrow. And shoot the target in the middle. And while I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do, it definitely works. Do you even need Sidon's ability? Yeah, you need his ability. Okay. Sidon. Oh, there you are. Hey, buddy. Come on. Let's go. Now just go ahead and use Sidon's ability at the second water mill. Now from here, I'm going to be going to the island just above me. So now in order to make our way up, you're supposed to use Rewind on one of these water bubbles, which is then going to rise it up to a height that you're able to then glide or climb on over. And you're going to be finding this water wheel and these two large 4x4 stone pieces. Let's go ahead and attach one to one side. That's obviously going to improperly weigh it. Let's attach this straight to the opposite side. And congratulations, you've now just made a water wheel. Now let's just go ahead, lift it up, which will kickstart it off. And now we're generating electricity. And the electricity is going over here. And now these 2 points have to connect. So, just grab a water, because water conducts electricity. And good job, you conducted electricity. Oh, don't fall off like I just did. I don't want to lie to you guys, so I'm not going to lie to you. I fell off of the entire water temple, and then I realized that it's not one of those, and then you just respawn up here. Nope, instead I had to fast travel back, which reset the puzzles, all because I just walked forward right there. So be careful while you're up here. Sidon, let's go do this. This water bubble does not last long either. Great. Let's do this watermill. Okay, that one didn't last long either. There we go. Great. For our fourth and final one, we're going to be making our way to the basement 1 for this top left one. And as soon as Sidon decides to twirl into action and show up. Thanks, buddy. Surround yourself in water. Let's go ahead and walk through fire. Isn't that pretty neat? And over there is a floating chest and more floating platforms, and there's the orb. All right, so first things first, let's get down to ground level. Let's go ahead and throw that platform forward. Now, if you have Tulin already unlocked, you can just go ahead and gust forward and then ride that wind. If not, you're probably going to have to ascend into one of those platforms and take it from there. From here, we're going to be taking this platform off of the spikes, taking the orb, putting it onto the platform. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use recall on it, which is going to bring us back to where we were. Turn the floating platform on, use Ultra Hand to lift it up really high, and let's go ahead and ascend into the floating platform. And now with Ultra Hand, we're going to go ahead, grab the floating platform, rotate it so that the orb is facing the wall, and shove the orb into the hole. And in order to let Sidon in, we're going to take this floating platform and block some of the fire. And we can go ahead, talk with him to get his ability, come over here to the water wheel, and there is water wheel number 4. Now I'm just going to go ahead and fast travel back to the water temple entrance to make this easier and faster. Before you start this fight, I am going to make a strong recommendation. You should have been able to pick up one of these Zonite spears over here. If you go ahead and attach an opal to this, it's going to make this fight a lot easier, because you're going to be able to just shoot out water whenever you want. My first time doing this, I ended up attaching opal and choo-choo jellies to arrows, but in hindsight, if I were to just attach this to a spear, probably would have saved me a whole lot of time. Also, I want to mess around with something, which is going to be a hoverstone, a wheel, and then an extinguisher attached to that wheel at like kind of an up angle. And now this is going to be an auto build that I'm going to be able to whip out. And I have a fun idea about that, so let's see how that works out. We're going to go ahead and pour a whole bunch of water on this, and that's going to kick out some nasty mucky stuff. Hey look, it's the sludge. It's covering what might be a tear. Oh, but look, it's the sludge. It's sentient.
Not good.
Not good indeed, friend. And this is the Mucktorok. It's an Octorok of Muck, the Scourge of the Water Temple. And Mucktorok spawns in a giant sludge shark. Yeah, you saw this in one of the pre-release trailers. We just didn't realize what it was. So here's the thing, in order to get the sludge shark to stop going around, you have to attack it with water, and feel free to do that with Sidon's ability, or, remember that spear that I just told you about? There you go. So you can loose an arrow that has choo-choo jelly or splash fruit on it, use Sidon's ability, or just use this fun little spear that's going to then get the Mucktorok out. Once he's exposed, feel free to then just whack on it a bit. And repeat that until he's down to half health for phase 2. Now during this phase, the shark is going to be going around, and the Mucktorok, after you get him out of the shark, is going to go between all these sludge puddles. This is the reason I want to try building this, and to see if it's going to be like awesome or absolutely pointless. Oh, watch out for the sludge waves. Let's go ahead and turn that on. Oh, this isn't really doing much, is it? I mean, it cleaned up over here a little bit, which is nice. Oh, no, look, as soon as that sludge comes out, my faucet thing is cleaning it up. Okay, what if I make like a few of them? Oh, yeah, he just ran right into it and then got damaged. Okay, that was so successful. Now, this is the part where I was talking about the spear with the opal is handy. If you're aiming on him and then you just shoot these water bubbles toward him, it's going to be clearing up all the sludge between you and him. Can I switch to my better weapon now? Thank you. Doing it with the Zonai devices was fun. I'm pretty sure you can make like a much more efficient one that's gonna reach a lot further. But I'm happy I was able to do that. And that is the Mucktorok defeated. From here, there's gonna be a heart container. And let's go interact with Sidon for 3 or 4 consecutive cutscenes that he becomes a sage. The ancient Zora Ruta is going to bestow upon Sidon the ability to now be a sage. He's going to go ahead, get himself a tier, and then all the sludge is going to go bye-byes. And then you get a very, very long load screen. I'm pretty sure the reason this is taking so long is because the game is actively changing the landscape of the world and changing all of this water to be nice, clean water. Hey, Link, welcome back. Now the king is going to decide that he is going to step down because Sidon is ready to be king. I hereby inherit this crown of my father, the exalted Dorephan. From this moment on, I shall be king of the Zora. At the same precious moment, I ask that you all open your hearts to your new queen, my beloved Yona. Okay, apparently he now just also married her. They're now married? When did the wedding ceremony take place? I didn't skip the cutscenes. Okay, can we get one last smile for the road? Yeah, there it is. Hey, look, he's got the hand now. And now we get the vow of Sidon, Sage of Water. Sidon of the Zora complete. Oh, one last thing before we go. I did promise you all of the Zora armor, so we're actually going to need to make our way back into the East Reservoir Lake. As we make our way on over here, we're going to be seeing that giant whirlpool that Sidon created. Now that we're back inside of here, all of the water is here, whether you did that first rock or not. I didn't do that first rock, so that's pretty interesting. But most importantly, this second area that we filled with water before is now completely void of all water. Yes, here it is. So it's right next to the main altar on the map. It's right here, although that doesn't help you that much. That's the location in the sky, which is a little bit more precise. Let's go ahead, hop down here. Now, as we make our way on in here, there's going to be a stone talus. Feel free to deal with him. And you're going to be seeing one large waterfall that's not those 2 parallel waterfalls. And you're going to take your Zora armor off, and you're going to go through the waterfall. Oh, I get it, because it's specifically Link's armor made for a Hylian, and if a Zora were to go and walk into the waterfall, I guess he would be forced to then swim up it, but Link can go through it. I get it. I get it. This was a long one. Yes, it was. And once you're inside of here is going to be a chest, and this is going to be your final piece of Zora armor, the Zora Greaves. And that's all 3 pieces. Alright, well great. Guys, I hope you found this video helpful on the whole Zora questline. And if you did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, turning on notifications. Until next time, Austin John out.